All right, everybody. So today we are going to continue with Unit 7B. I want to remind you that yesterday we were learning the second conditional, which is a simple structure in which we talk about imaginary situations. So we add a condition that has to be written in past tense, not in present like the first conditional. It's in past tense, and you complement it with the clause that has to include the word would. There are some variations like using the word could instead of would. That's what we practiced yesterday. And we also did some vocabulary. One activity was about the preposition in or on, depending on what exactly you are talking about. And we also identify some of the parts of a house. So you had those two activities done, all right? And we also did a reading about Tchaikovsky, all right? Tchaikovsky, who was a composer, a musician, and we identified some of the places where he did his, his compositions or his writing and his favorite place. And we also identified some of the definitions of the words that they used in the text. So from this unit, we're just missing the listening and speaking activity, and we also have a writing assignment, right? So we're going to start with this listening and speaking. All right, we're doing this together. And then we do the following activities. All right, so we are going to listen to 4 American architecture students describing their dream house. All right, the dream house will have different characteristics: the most high-tech, the most luxurious, the most eco-friendly, and the most romantic. So we are going to identify what number describes this kind of house. Let's get started.
4.23. 1.
My dream house would be in one of our national parks like Yellowstone or Redwood. It would be totally green. I'd have solar panels and wind turbines, and I'd collect rainwater. The house would be made of wood and would be heated by wood fires. I would try to live off the land as much as possible, and I'd plant vegetables and fruit and maybe have chickens. It would all be organic, with no pesticides or anything like that.
All right, so number 1, all this description sounds like the most
Eco-friendly.
eco-friendly. Very nice. All right. Thank you very much. Let's continue with number 2.
2.
My dream house would be in Paris. It'd be on the top floor of an old apartment building, and I'd have a view of the Eiffel Tower or Notre Dame. It will be full of furniture that I'd found in antiques markets, places like that, and amazing paintings, one of which would turn out to be an undiscovered Picasso or Matisse. There would be a beautiful old dining table and chairs for candlelit dinners. Then all I'd need would be the right person to share it with.
All right. This house in the top floor of an apartment building in Paris, looking at the Eiffel Tower.
The most romantic.
Romantic, right? The most romantic. Thank you. Number 3.
3.
My dream house would be a flat in Soho in New York. It wouldn't be too big. It'd just have a couple of bedrooms and a huge living room with a home cinema. It would be very modern and incredibly practical, with things like automatic temperature control, a kitchen with all the latest gadgets, if possible, a stove that would produce amazing meals on its own. I'm a lazy kind of guy.
All right. Simple apartment, but with all the gadgets. An automatic things. What is this?
The most high tech.
The
The
most
most
high-tech.
high tech. Yes. All right. And the last one.
4,
If I had to choose where to live, I'd choose Hawaii. So, my dream house would be made of glass, with the most amazing view of the beach from every room in the house. And it'd have indoor and outdoor pools. And maybe a tennis court. I'm quite sporty. It would also have a big indoor aquarium. There's something so peaceful about looking at fish. And fabulous bathrooms, of course.
All right. So obviously the last one is
The most
The
luxurious.
most luxurious.
the most luxurious. All right. What makes it, what's the luxury in the description? She talked about many things. Maybe the house that has a lot of glass, cristal. That's one. But she mentioned something about the pools, right? She wants to have many pools. Where? Did you get that part? She wants to have many pools, but where? In what part of the house? Let me repeat it.
Inside and outside doors.
Yes, thank you, Maria de los Angeles. She says that she wants pool inside the house and outside the house. So many pools all around the house. Very interesting. And on top of everything, she wants to have an aquarium. So it's not just like the little crystal box where you have the fish. She wants the whole place, the whole room as an aquarium inside the house. That's very luxury. All right. All right, very nice. Thank you very much. That was the first listening activity. Now we're going after the second one. Right. So listen and make notes about the location and special features of each house. Wait, when you finish this, let me see what happens. Oh, but there's no revision for this. All right, so let's take advantage of this activity, not to work on the activity, but to have some conversation among ourselves. We're going to listen again to each one of this, and I'm going to ask you questions about your opinion of these places.
4.23. 1,
My dream house would be in one of our national parks like Yellowstone or Redwood. It would be totally green. I'd have solar panels and wind turbines, and I'd collect rainwater. The house would be made of wood and would be heated by wood fires. I would try to live off the land as much as possible, and I'd plant vegetables and fruit and maybe have chickens. It would all be organic, with no pesticides or anything like that.
All right, so this eco-friendly house, what do you think about this? Would you like to live in a place like this? This question is for Ronnie Tutiben.
Yes, mister. Uh, I want to live in a eco-friendly house because maybe this house is, I don't know, far away of the city.
Okay,
Well, it's down.
well, do you like the city? Apparently not.
I like the city, but no, the traffic, uh,
Mm,
the sounds, you know.
all right. And would you try to grow your own crops? I mean, your own food, your own fruits, vegetables in your house?
Uh, no, it's, I I was shopping in the market.
Yes, yes. You like shopping in the market right now. But remember, we're talking about imaginary situations. So in the second conditional, you use would. Would you like? It's imaginary. I know you don't, but would you like?
So I would like the eco-friendly house.
Uh-huh. Would you
Mhm.
like the eco-friendly house?
Yes.
Yes. All right, Ronnie. Thank you. Now I would like to hear a lady. What do you think about this option, Cecilia?
I'm considering because in this house, the National Park Yellowstone and the vegetable fruits and chickens are organic.
Uh-huh.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, it's very
um,
interesting. But
very,
Cecilia, I would like you to think of a different place, not Yellowstone. Yellowstone is in the United States. Think about Ecuador. Would you like to live in this kind of place, maybe next to a national park, maybe, I don't know, El Cajas, or maybe what's another national park? Machalilla.
um,
Would you like this lifestyle? That's the question.
uh, I like the this place.
You like that place. And so, do you live in the city? Yes. Do
Yes,
you go shopping to the supermarket? Do you have chicken in your house?
yes.
Yes. Do you have
Ujú.
chicken in your house?
O sea, muertos sí,
No,
sí.
alive. I mean, running around.
No.
No, not like that. All right. Thank you, Cecilia, for sharing. Let's listen to the second one. I believe that's the one in Paris. And I'm going to ask the same questions to other students.
2,
My dream house would be in Paris. It'd be on the top floor of an old apartment building, and I'd have a view of the Eiffel Tower or Notre Dame. It will be full of furniture that I'd found in antiques markets, places like that, and amazing paintings, one of which would turn out to be an undiscovered Picasso or Matisse. There would be a beautiful old dining table and chairs for candlelit dinners. Then all I'd need would be the right person to share it with.
3,
All right. Question for Ivan Almeida. Ivan, what do you think about this house? Would you like to live in a place like this, next to the Eiffel Tower?
Uh, right that she described the situation, or here in Ecuador, like that, or like in Paris with a view of the Eiffel Tower. I would like live in the city. Well, I like to live in the city, but
Right.
uh, if it's without describing with that view is better. Uh, yes, I would like to live there like this.
All right, all right. And if it was a similar place, but in Ecuador, let's say, I don't know, you live in what's this place
Puerto
next
Santana.
to Rio Guayas?
Puerto Santana.
Puerto Santana, huh? So it would be something similar to that, right?
Yes.
All right. Would you like to live in that place?
Yes,
All
I would
right.
like.
Why? Why do you
Uh,
find it so attractive?
because have a nice view of the river, of the
Of
city,
the river.
of the river, of the buildings, and and I think it's all really near the
Ah,
supermarkets, the all everything.
yes, yes. So everything is close
Yes, it's
to your
close.
house. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Let's continue with another opinion. And lady, Valeria Larrea, what do you think about this?
Yes, I think it's obviously like girl want to live in Paris.
Have you been
Next,
in Paris before?
no, never.
How do
But
you know Paris?
I saw the movies.
In the movies, yes. In the movies, they usually have a very beautiful portrait of Paris.
Yes, yes.
All right, and who would you like to live there with?
Well, alone.
All by yourself. That's not romantic. Paris is supposed to be romantic.
But I can find my love there.
Oh,
So
yeah, that is true. You can find your love of your life there. All right. Thank you very much for sharing your ideas. And we're moving on to the next one, number 3.
My dream house would be a flat in Soho in New York. It wouldn't be too big. It'd just have a couple of bedrooms and a huge living room with a home cinema. It would be very modern and incredibly practical, with things like automatic temperature control, a kitchen with all the latest gadgets, if possible, a stove that would produce amazing meals on its own. I'm a lazy kind of guy.
4.
All right. So this high tech place. High tech means that you have technology and gadgets all around the place. Automatic things, maybe it's a smart home. Many people call it domotica. It's things, new terms that have, I don't know, have arisen suddenly in the recent years. But well, that's the idea, right? Many people like to have more technology at home. Maybe you're that kind of person, Adrian. What can you say about this?
Well, nowadays the technology is very useful about different things, about different areas. But for my personal opinion, I think that uh, I I would like to use technology, but not uh, um on that amount of time. Or I mean, I can use about some things, but other things I prefer to do for myself.
Like what?
I don't know. For example, now now there exist some robots can be that can do the cleaning. Yeah.
Oh
So,
yeah, the little
but
robots that go around the house cleaning.
yes, actually useful, but the cleaning isn't perfect. I mean,
Mm,
some space still have some garbage and other things. So do for myself it can be better because I don't need to do again just I don't need to check is the drawer do do the work do the work or not.
all right. All right. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you for sharing. And one last person, I would like to hear this comment from Michelle Olaya. Would you like this kind of place, Michelle? Full of technology?
Yes, because mm, I could because I like I like the movie on the television
Mm-hmm.
and the internet.
You like the internet?
Yes.
All right, but everybody uses internet nowadays. I don't consider that the internet is very high tech. Internet is essential for communication, having Wi-Fi, to have online classes, right? High tech would be something more like what Adrian said, having these little machines that go around your house cleaning for you, right? So would you like that? Do you have any of those gadgets at home?
And repeat, please.
Do you have any of those machines at home?
Yes.
Yes, what do you have?
Mm, the communication.
Yes, but not the well, maybe communication, but what exactly do you have? I'm asking you for a gadget, a device, a machine. What do you have in your house? Michelle?
Mm, I understand.
You don't understand the question.
No.
The question is, what device do you have in your house? What device? Do you know what device is? Device means dispositivo. What device do you have in your house?
Laptop,
Uh-huh.
cell phone.
All right, so the basic devices. The basic devices? Basic? Michelle?
Yes.
Basic. ¿Qué significa basic?
Básico.
Básico, ¿verdad? Lo básico. The basic.
Yes.
Ok. Michelle, este tipo de preguntas se supone que son casuales. No estoy usando vocabulario muy complejo y me preocupa que si llega usted a la instancia en la que el director le hace la entrevista, usted se va a quedar callada.
Okay.
Ok. Finally, we have one additional house.
If I had to choose where to live, I'd choose Hawaii. So, my dream house would be made of glass, with the most amazing view of the beach from every room in the house. And it'd have indoor and outdoor pools. And maybe a tennis court. I'm quite sporty. It would also have a big indoor aquarium. There's something so peaceful about looking at fish. And fabulous bathrooms, of course.
All right. So let's talk about this luxurious place. Luxury. Many people say that they like luxury, but is that right? What do you think about luxurious houses, Johnny Tomala?
I think that if you have the money for uh for made a luxurious house, I think it's a good idea because in the long of the time the plus value of the house is high that when you in the time of you you made this house.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's a inversion
It's an investment.
investment.
Yes, investment. Please remember the word inversion. It is a word, but it means that you put in a different position. All right? Then this time is investment because you're talking about money. All right. All right. It is true. So whenever you have all of these additional things, additional characteristics, your house becomes more expensive. As an investment, you can sell it. All right. And the biggest question, Mr. Johnny, would you like to live in a luxurious house?
Yes, why not?
Why not?
Why not?
What is your concept of luxurious house? Because in the description, the lady talked about having pools inside, outside, having an aquarium. What is your concept?
My concept is a big house with exotic things, maybe many, like example, many pools, many rooms, and the details of the rooms maybe gold or something exotic.
All right, gold in the rooms.
In the others in the
All right, that's interesting, Johnny. And what about animals?
oh
Any exotic
I
animals or normal animals that you would like to have?
but I like to have maybe you know guacamole.
All right, but that's illegal, Johnny.
No, it doesn't.
All right. No, but I understand what you say. I understand that you cannot keep guacamayos in your house, but maybe you can have them free in
Oh,
the
maybe.
environment, right? Yes. No, I was asking more like horses or maybe
Oh, first.
special breeds of dogs, pedigree,
Oh,
things like that.
oh yeah. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Johnny, for sharing your ideas. So I'm just asking because I would like to keep track of your participation. I asked this question to Ivan, right? Ivan participated. Ronnie participated as well. The ladies, Valeria Larrea participated. Cecilia participated. Now Michelle participated, but I feel I'm missing a boy. Ivan, that was you, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, yes. You talked about Paris, I think.
Yes.
And now it's Johnny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm still missing one person because Johnny
Me.
should be the seventh. Oh, Adrian, that is right. Adrian, thank you. All right. And finally, a lady for this comments. I would like to hear Nicole. Yes, thank you for your participation. We're talking about luxurious houses.
Yes. Um, but what is the question?
The question first is, would you like to live in a luxurious home?
I want to live in a luxurious house because I love aquariums and I want to have aquarium with jellyfish and different fishes. And I love the nature. And I want a big pool in my house, and it was my dream for a very young age. Uh, uh, have a pool in my house.
To have a pool. Do you have a pool in your house?
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Right now, yes.
Very good. Thank you, Daddy. So, Nicole, one question. Why the aquarium? What do you find so interesting about having fish around your house?
Excuse me.
Why would you like to have an aquarium? Why fish? Why no something else?
Um, I find interesting jellyfish, different types of fishes because I love the nature and more the nature marine biology.
The marine biology. What do you study, Nicole?
Eh, and it, o sea, no tiene nada que ver
It's
con lo que
not
estudio.
related. It's not related.
No.
Yeah, but it doesn't
Ajá.
matter. I just want to make a connection. What do you study?
Eh, nutritionist.
Oh, really? All right.
Yes.
All right. So maybe you like to eat fish.
Maybe.
So
Yes.
you want the aquarium so you can have your own fish, like the Asian do, right? The Asian have
Uh,
the little pool, and then they say, "I want to eat that fish," and then you take that fish and you cook it.
maybe my what do you say, vecina?
Neighbors.
My neighbor have a aquarium, a pecera in your
Uh-huh.
house
All right.
and have a fishes.
All right. There is one correction I want to make, Nicole, but very nice comment. Thank you very much for sharing your ideas. You don't say fishes in English. In English, there is no plural for fish. It's the same word. It's one fish, three fish, 10 fish. It's the same word. You don't say fishes. All right. Same thing with sheep. Oveja, sheep. You don't say one sheep, two sheeps. You simply say ship, 10 ship, and so on. Those two animals only, I think. All right, Nicole, thank you very much. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Very nice. And we will continue. I told you yesterday that today I was going to emphasize this conversation skills. So I'm going to ask you random questions about the topic, of course, but things that you will have to respond spontaneously. All right, so we finished this activity. We finished this one as well. And we have a writing assignment that we are going to work on a little bit later. We're coming back to the writing, but I don't want to lose track of the conversations that we're having right now. All right, so for Unit 7B, that would be it. I'm going to close it, and we're going forward to Unit 8A. All right, we don't have to finish everything. We're just doing as much as we can during the class hour. Unit 8A is going to be ready for you right now. There we go. All right. So this is more like having the opportunity to sell things, sell and tell. Sell, you sell your stuff, and you tell, you say about your experience, you talk about your experience. All right. So look at the homepage of a new website. What do you think you can sell or buy there? This is a question for, I'm going to open this screen here. Question for Andrea Sanchez. What do you think you can sell or buy in this webpage?
Eh, in New looking in any way. Technology, no.
This is not technology. Look at the picture.
Cell phone.
Telephones. There is no telephone there. It's a hand with a finger. And what's on the finger?
Anillo
Ajá. Anillo de.
compromiso.
Ajá. And how do you say that in English? It's here, Andrea.
Um,
Do you see it? Sweet and simple. Andrea?
en,
Yes?
en,
Engagement.
engagement ring.
Engagement ring. All right. Engagement ring means anillo de compromiso, right? So this web page is a place where you can buy or sell your engagement ring. Now, why would you buy? I mean, first of all, why would you sell an engagement ring? So, Andrea, I'm gonna start this conversation just by asking you simple questions. Are you married?
No.
Would you like to get married?
Yes.
When?
In 10 years old.
In 10 years from now.
10 years old.
Okay, no, not 10 years old. 10 years old means that you are a child with 10 years. 10 years from now means 10 years in the future, right?
10 years from now.
10 years from now. Excellent. All right, Andrea. So considering that you are not married, it means that you don't have an engagement ring. So the biggest question here is, would you buy a used engagement ring? Would you buy a used engagement ring?
No, mister.
Why not? It's cheaper.
Aún, I know like offer offer.
You don't like this offer.
Yes.
Why not? It's cheaper. Do you know what cheaper is?
No.
Cheaper, más barato, cheaper.
The question?
The question is, would you like to buy a cheaper engagement ring? It's in good conditions, perfect conditions, but it was used and it's cheaper.
No, really, en, como que no es por eso.
It's not for that. What is it then?
No, for that.
What's your feeling about used rings? What do you feel about this offer?
Mm.
What do you feel? You say no es por eso, it's not for that. Then what is it? What do you feel?
O sea, because
Uh-huh.
eh, eh, aún, como, aún,
Out?
hay un student,
Oh, because you're a student.
yes, y no, eh, y no moment, no is moment,
It's not the moment.
yes.
All right, Andrea, I understand what you mean. This is why this was an imaginary situation, right? The question is, would you? But I understand what you mean. Thank you, Andrea. I would like to ask the same question to Maria de Los Ángeles.
Yes.
Yes, Maria de Los Ángeles, considering that you're almost married,
Mm-hmm.
would you buy a used engagement ring?
No, I don't think so because I think if you're going to be married with someone and if you have so many years together and it's an special, mm, how do you say, like an
Symbol?
special,
Symbol?
yeah, I think it need to be like unique, like just for us, not use it for someone before.
All right. And do you think something bad will happen to your relationship if you get a used engagement ring?
Maybe I I used to hear people that say something like that if you're going to have bad luck in your relationship
Mhm.
if you use a ring, use it for someone before.
All right.
But I think it's just a superstition.
Uh-huh.
It depends of the person.
It
But
depends
in
on
my
the person.
opinion, I don't like uh, a ring used for someone before.
All right. Then I have an additional question.
Mm-hmm.
What if, I don't want to jinx on your relationship at all. I want all the good things happen to you, of course, in your life. But what if this doesn't work and you already have the engagement ring? Would you like to sell it?
No, I think I'm going to take him the ring back because I think he's going to sell the ring for me.
Huh? And if he's selling the ring, there must
Okay,
be someone who buys the ring, right?
right. But mm, yes. Oh, that's true.
It is true. And if you give it back to the store, assuming that the store lets you, it means that the store will sell that engagement ring to another
Like,
couple
mhm.
as if it was new.
That's right.
So now be
Oh,
careful when you buy your first and only unique engagement rings. You never know.
yeah, that's right.
It is true. All right. Thank you, Maria de Los Angeles. And well, there is one interesting story behind these engagement rings, and that is what I would like you to help me reading, Mr. Daniel Delgado. Let's read the left side of the web page. Welcome.
Yes, teacher. Welcome. Never like it anyway. It's a place where one's love gift from one's lovers get a second chance. We've all been there. We've all got stories to tell and things to sell. This is place full of marvelous
Marvelous.
marvelous deals. Let's the fun begin.
All right. So the only thing that I find hilarious is the name, right? It's the trademark. La marca, the trademark. That's the what TM means. Have you seen the letters TM next to a name? That means trademark, marca registrada. Never liked it anyway. Nunca me gustó de todos modos. That's the name. That's the name of the webpage, you see? Never liked it anyway. And you have a broken heart. You have a broken heart on the webpage. I have my doubts, but I don't think this is the best strategy to sell these things, but it's hilarious. It's funny. All right. So let's read the other part, the bargain of the week. What can we say about that? Let me try with Marcos Merchan.
Breaking of the week. Sweet and simple engagement ring. Well, when I first met him, he was charming and sweet and funny. Most of you know how that goes, right? After a couple of years, things started happening. I found things that indicated he was cheating.
All right, thank you, Marcos. And you can see that this wedding ring, this engagement ring, the real price was $2,500. And they have a breakup price. So after cheating, the price is now $900. That's a big bargain, right? A bargain means like a very good deal, a very good offer. So it's less than half the price. So question, Wilson Arriaga, would you buy this ring?
Can you repeat, please?
Yes, the question is, would you buy this ring at $900?
900? No.
No, but the real price was 2,500. It was more expensive before.
Más caro.
Do you feel it's still expensive? Or is it something else?
Something else.
Something else. So
Yes.
it's maybe the fact that it's used.
So maybe the fact that you.
All right, Wilson, question about you, a little personal question. When you got married with, wait, before I ask you, I've heard you saying something about your wife. So you're always next to your wife, right?
Uh,
Do you have a wife?
yes.
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 How long have you been married?
2 years.
2 years. So did you have all the celebration in the church?
Yes, celebration.
All right, very good. And when you bought the rings, where did you buy the rings?
Where? ¿Cuánto me costó?
No. I'm not asking how much money. I'm asking you where, the place.
The place. In una joyería.
In a jewelry store.
Okay.
All right, in a jewelry store. And the biggest question, did you buy new rings or used rings?
New rings.
New rings, of course. But now the imaginary situation follows. Would you buy used rings if they were with a discount?
Yes.
Yes, really?
Yeah.
You told me that this was an issue.
New activity. Um, no, o sea, no la compraría si tenía descuento, sería compraría uno nuevo.
Uh-huh. All right. I would buy a brand new one. You can say that. I would buy
I would buy
a brand new one.
a brand new one.
Brand.
Brand new.
Brand new one. All right, Wilson. Thank you very much. Okay. Now we are going to continue with the following part. All right. This was a little exercise on the grammar activity that we are going to work on today, which is reported speech. All right. Reported speech means that you are going to say something that happened in the past. All right. We are going to listen to the radio program about a new website. So this radio program is talking about the webpage we analyzed before. Let's do the listening.
4.32.
We're talking about great new shopping websites, and I think we have time for one more. Janice, can you tell us about it?
Well, it's called neverlikedItanyway.com. It's a very clever name for a website, as you'll hear. This site was the idea of an American woman called Annabelle Acton. She was living in New York with her boyfriend, who was English. He had invited her to travel to London with him at Christmas to meet his family. But 5 days before Christmas, they broke up. Now, unlike some of us, Annabelle didn't want to sit around crying and eating ice cream. She wanted to do something positive.
So what gave her the idea for the website?
Well, after the breakup, Annabelle was left with a plane ticket to London that she didn't need. She also had jewellery that she didn't want anymore, and she had tickets to a concert that she didn't want to go to without her boyfriend. She also had paintings which they had bought together, which she didn't want on her wall anymore. She didn't want any of these things herself, but she thought someone somewhere would probably like to buy them, and that's what gave her the idea to set up the website.
What exactly is it?
Well, it's a website where people who have just broken up with a partner can sell presents and other things that they don't want anymore. Maybe because they remind them of their ex, or maybe, as the name suggests, because they never liked these things anyway. And the idea, which I think is brilliant, is that they also tell the personal story behind the thing they are selling. Annabelle calls it sell and tell.
What kind of things do people sell on the website?
Oh, everything. From something as small as a teddy bear to really expensive things like an engagement ring or a holiday. To give you an idea, today on the site, one seller is offering a 3-day honeymoon package at a luxury hotel in New York, and a woman is selling her ex-boyfriend's car. And they're selling all these things at very good prices. So on Never Liked It Anyway, you can get a bargain and also help someone who is going through a breakup.
Thanks, Janice. And that's all we've got time for today.
All right. So that's interesting because in this place, it's not, they are not only selling engagement rings or wedding rings. They are selling anything that you don't want to keep anymore because it belonged to your ex, or it reminds you of your ex, or whatever it's related with your ex. So they were talking about trip, right? So you could travel at a lower cost because it was a trip that another couple planned and they broke up. So you have the tickets there, but they're not going to use them anymore, you see? Or even the boyfriend's car. Interesting. Right? So you can sell everything that reminds you of your ex. So I would like to listen a comment from, let me see. All right, she's absent. Luis. No, he's not. Daniel Delgado, it's your turn.
Yes, teacher.
All right. Daniel, what do you think about these people who sell things that were once received from their loved ones?
I think that the 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 thing that they sell is um, have mm, a personal uh, a personal
Value?
value. Yes, a personal value uh, for the person that sell the thing, because uh, 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 um, this person uh, for example, engage engage ring,
Engagement
uh,
ring.
engagement ring,
Yes.
For the person that sell the ring have have uh, their own experience about the relationship,
Uh-huh.
uh, uh, oh, and that the over the
The
finish,
relationship is over.
the relationship is over.
All right.
Yes.
All right, that's interesting, Daniel. Thank you very much. Now, there's something interesting about selling things, at least being able to sell things. You can recover something and in terms of money, but the most important part is that what would you do if you didn't have the possibility to sell those things? Would you simply throw them to the garbage? Daniel, the question is still for you.
Okay. Uh, maybe you can borrow this thing to no you can uh,
Give
uh,
away,
give no ¿cómo se dice regalar?
give
How do you
away,
say regalar?
give away.
What? Give away.
Mhm.
You can give away this thing to a friend or a family member, uh, uh, for avoid uh, throw uh, throw to the trash.
Uh-huh. All right, Daniel. Thank you very much. You know, right now you're talking about generic things. It's not just the wedding ring, it's not just the presents or the personal objects. It could also be something simple like a teddy bear, right? So instead of selling the teddy bear, you could give it to a little girl in your family. Maybe you have a cousin, maybe you have a niece, right? And these people will appreciate these little details instead of throwing it to the trash, as you said. Very nice,
Yes,
Daniel.
teacher.
Thank you very much for your comment. All right. Now, we're moving on to the next part, but I need to take the attendance once again. Remember, the attendance is taken every hour. So, let's go back to the list. We have Ivan Almeida.
Yes, mister.
Yes, thank you. Luis Andrade. Absent. Wilson Arriaga.
Present, Mr.
Thank you. Jorge Arroyo. Jorge, absent. Cristina, absent. Daniel Delgado. Daniel
Present.
here. Thank you. Nicole.
Present.
Thank you. Cecilia.
Present, teacher.
Thank you. María Eugenia is absent. Valeria Larrea.
Present.
Thank you. María de Los Ángeles.
Present.
Thank you. Marcos.
Present.
Thank you. Michelle.
Present.
Thank you. Julisa. Sorry, Andrea Sánchez.
Present, Mr.
Thank you. Julisa. Right. Jordan.
Present, teacher.
Thank you. Johnny.
Present.
Thank you. Ronnie.
Present.
Thank you. Adrián.
Present.
Thank you. María Mercedes. Absent. All right. Let's continue. So this question is now for Jordan. Jordan, I'm gonna get a little bit personal in this question. Jordan, where are you? I don't see you. Jordan. Oh, there you are. All right. Jordan, for you, I have question number 2. Which breakup, I'm sorry, I mean, it's not about the other people, it's about yourself. Do you have a breakup that was very, very important for you in your life?
Mm, no,
No, not really.
no,
No important breakups.
no.
All right. Tell me.
I not import so the important object in my life for ¿cómo se dice? Si es para una necesidad.
For a need?
For a need family.
Okay. Okay, so maybe you would sell things to satisfy a need in your family.
Yes.
That's what you're saying. Yes, but my question is about breaking up. I mean, I'm guessing, I don't know, maybe you haven't, but do you have any, what's the word? Like in the past, you had a romantic relationship that you don't have anymore, but you keep objects from that relationship.
O sea, vender algo de una relación.
Yeah, but not selling. I'm talking about keeping, that you have it. You have it in your bedroom, you have it with you. What do you have from a relationship that it's over?
Yes, I like it. I if I it will like itself around in website the ring of relate the school.
All right, Jordan, I think you're answering a different question. I'm not asking you about that. Let's get a little bit simple. Jordan, do you have a girlfriend?
No.
Okay, do you have an ex-girlfriend?
Yes.
Yes, all right. Did this girl give you objects Like presents?
Yes.
Tell me one object.
The cell phone?
Oh, she gave you a cell phone.
Yes.
Do you still use the cell phone?
Uh,
Do you still use? Do you have the cell phone now?
Es que no sé cómo decirlo. I I no sé cómo decirlo, cómo explicarlo. O sea, eh, I buy este cell phone, my ex-girlfriend in situation. eh, eh, no sé cómo decirlo, ¿viste?
Dígamelo en español y lo cambiamos.
O sea, yo le regalé el celular.
Ah, usted a ella.
Ajá, yo le
Yo
regalé el
entendí que
celular a ella.
ella a usted.
No, yo le regalé el celular a ella
Ok,
cuando teníamos 12 meses.
ok. Qué difícil es decir un año.
Bueno, en un año. Y lo compré así mismo por internet en una página en Estados Unidos y me lo enviaron hasta acá.
Okay, let's stop there. Jordan, follow with me. I gave her a cell
I, ge-
phone.
I gave her a cell phone.
I bought it in
I
an
bought it.
online shop.
I bought it.
I bought it
I bought it
in an online shop.
in a lab shop,
Online shop.
online shop
And they send it from the US to Ecuador.
in the center US Ecuador.
They send it.
They center.
They sent it from
They sent
US to Ecuador.
they center from US Ecuador.
Aha. The US means the United States. They send it from the United States to Ecuador. Right?
Okay.
All right. All right, Jordan. Thank you very much. Let me write this. Jordan. Okay. So we have a link to the web page because, of course, this is not just for the English class. This is a real web page, as you can see. So we're going to check some of the presents that people are selling here. You can sell your own stuff or you can buy things. We also have breakup gifts. Look at that. Let's see what we can find here. Engagement ring, diamond engagement ring, featured products. What else do we have over here? Let's see, buy it. Oh, so we have a bunch of things here. Most of them are wedding rings, but maybe we have other products. Let's see, for example, everything else. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So girls, if you want a purse over here, Chanel, large shoulder bag. So you can buy a real original Chanel purse Its original price is $6,500, but you can buy it for $1,500. Look at this. I never knew this existed. You can buy a scarf. You can buy, what is this? A watch, a pocket watch. You can buy shoes. Aha. And there must be a story behind this. Let's see if we open this. Oh, look at this. So you even have a story. This is the real thing. This is not from the English book. This is the real web page. So what happens with this? Let's read it together. Adrian, help me reading this text.
I'm selling Chanel handbag big of wear inside the dog hold over bag other than that fine.
All right, thank you,
Because
Adrian. Something important. Bit of wear. The word wear means desgaste. So, bit of wear inside the top fold, which means está un poquito desgastada en una parte de adentro. All right, continue. Because, why is she selling?
Because my ex brought the same one for his other mistress. And the time mistress. The time and I can possibly have the same bag as her. My bunch bag plan is buy a new one.
Buy a new one. Look at that. So this must have been very wealthy. Wealthy means that the man had a lot of money because he gave the same Chanel for $6,500 not only to his girlfriend, but to the mistress. The mistress. Do you know what a mistress is? Mistress means la otra. That's the mistress. All right. So he bought the same for his wife or girlfriend and for the mistress, the same purse. How about that? So question 4. Let me see. Valeria Larrea. What would you do in that situation?
Well, I will keep it.
You would keep it?
Yes.
You don't care if the mistress is having the same bag?
I'm going to find another one, so, but it's a Chanel bag, so no, I can sell.
All right, so suit yourself. Very nice, Valeria. Thank you for your honesty. What about you, Marcos Merchan? Would you give this Chanel bag to your girlfriend and your mistress too?
Well, if I have the money for sure, I will give, but not the same for a different one.
So you have to buy different bags for different women.
Yes, why not?
Okay. Well, actually, I was hoping that you told me I wouldn't have a different woman. You will have only one, right?
But yes, but I in this case we're
In
supposing
this
that I
particular
have that I have another girl.
All right, Marcos. Thank you very much. All right, let's find another product. Let's see if we can find something more interesting. So we have a bag. Yeah, and it was Chanel. That was the most expensive. But you also have other things, right? What is this? Kate Spade, Cedar, Michael Horns. Oh, Michael Kors, of course. Michael Horns. Not that it's mistaken. Look at this. I've seen this style a lot. A Michael Kors purse. The original price was $200 and they are selling it for $100. What happened here? Help me reading this, please. Mr. Ronnie. I'm selling.
I'm selling Michael Kors Jet Set monogram. Signature toes, beige, black, pre-owned like new. No tags, but I have original box and dust bag. Care of authenticity is
Authenticity.
still in back. authenticity, still in bag, no stains, ripped or teared, bag maintains original shape.
Because? Why is she selling?
Because it's from my ex and it is really not my style. Only used it because he gave it to me.
All right, so there's no real background story. It's not like there was a mistress, la otra. There's nothing like that. It's simply because they are no longer together and she didn't really like the bag. So the bag is half the price. And something interesting that calls my attention is this. Nowadays, you can find a lot of imitations. And the only way that you can certify that something is original is with a card of authenticity. And they cannot imitate this card. They can imitate the product, but not the card. So interesting. I mean, I don't know you, but I have my own opinion about buying certain brands because they are more expensive to have the same benefit. Maybe some people agree with me, maybe not, but that's more or less my position. All right, let's find another one. Oh, look at that. We have shoes. We have shoes. We have, what is this? A purse, Michael Kors as well. There's something going on with Michael Kors, apparently. All right. This is interesting. Would you buy shoes? Used shoes? Question for Cecilia. Would you buy used shoes? They don't call it used. They say pre-owned. Like there was a different owner before.
I don't like
No, you
to
wouldn't.
buy in línea.
Not online. You don't buy online.
Yes, I don't like to buy in website.
All right. All right. I understand, Cecilia, and I respect that. Look at that. The typical, right? The typical. You keep your boyfriend's sweater. And now these people are selling the sweater online. Be careful. Maybe your sweater is here, boys. That sweater that you liked and you never saw back. You never saw it again. All right, let's look at this story. There's something going on with this. What is this? $200 and they are selling it for 10. Octocular treasure. Oh, my boyfriend died. Okay. Thank you for the story. Xbox One controller. All right. Because
Is
I can't even. Yes.
Oh, Mister, I thought that was the controller of the ex-boyfriend.
You don't think this is for the Xbox?
I know. I mean the yeah the person. I think that a girl is selling the Xbox controller from her boyfriend.
Oh, yes, yes, definitely. But the thing is that usually every article that they sell has a story, but this story says I can't even. I mean, ni siquiera puedo contarlo. I can't even. And my bounce back plan is spend it on booze. Do you know what booze is? Anyone?
It's a it's a it's alcohol.
It's a what, Adrian?
Alcohol.
Alcohol, yes. Booze is
Alcohol.
the
Yeah.
typical word for alcoholic beverages, which could be beer or anything else. That's the booze. So she wants to get 25 bucks from the controller to buy booze. All right, interesting. Let's close this webpage and let's continue with the next part. So as I was saying, today in the grammar section, we are going to talk about reported speech. All right. So we are going to say what other people said. That's pretty much what reported speech means. So we are going to see some examples of this, because when people say, example, I like traveling, you would say that, and you normally complement with this. She said that she liked traveling. All right. A suggestion from me. In English, you are free to choose if you want to use the word that or not. That's why it's in parentheses. It makes no difference if you say she said that she liked traveling or she said she liked traveling. But in Spanish, you need to use the word that. Que. So how does this sound in Spanish? Me gusta viajar. I like traveling. Ella dijo que le gustaba viajar. She said that she liked traveling. Pero en inglés, ese que es opcional. Okay, that's the key aspect of reported speech. That is optional. All right. Now, something very important about reported speech is that whenever you have a statement in present, the reported statement is in past. All right. It has the same structure, but in the past. I'm leaving tomorrow. He was leaving the next day. He was. I'll always love you. He would always love me. You see? So I passed the exam. Past is already in past. So how do you go even further in the past? I passed the exam. She had passed the exam. You use past perfect. All right. So that's pretty much what we are doing here. I am going to ask 2 students to help me reading this part. I would like Ivan Almeida to read the direct statements, and I would like, let me see who's here, Jorge, to read the reported statements. So together, first Ivan, then Jorge, then Ivan, then Jorge, like that.
I like traveling. Continue.
No, not you, not Ivan. Now it's Jorge's turn.
So I say I like traveling, then I say report statements.
Yeah, Ivan says, I like traveling, and then you say,
Okay, okay.
I'm leaving tomorrow.
He told her that he was leaving the next day.
He was leaving. Ivan, continue.
I always love you.
He said that he would always love me.
So will transforms into would in reported speech. Continue, Ivan.
I passed the exam. I passed the exam.
She told me that she had passed the exam.
All right.
I've forgotten my keys. My keys.
My keys.
He said that he had forgotten his keys.
All right.
I can't come.
He said that she couldn't come. All right, so can transforms into could. Continue.
I may be late.
He said that he might be late.
So may transforms into might. And finally?
I must go.
He said that she had to go.
So why are we transforming this? Because must is the same as I have to go. I must go, I have to go. All right, so have to transforms in the past. She had to go because there is no past for must. Must is only present. All right, boys, Ivan and Jorge, thank you very much. Let's continue. So as I was saying, how do we use reported speech? We use reported speech to report what someone said. So we are saying what other people said. When the reporting verb, like said or told, is in the past tense, the tenses in the sentence, which is being reported, usually change like this. And you have the description. If it's in present, you report in past. If it's will, you report with would. If it's past simple or present perfect, you use past perfect. All right? When tenses don't change, let's see this hint. Help me reading that, please, Maria de Los Angeles. When you report,
When you report what someone said very soon after say it, the tenses often stay the same as in the original sentence. Adam, I can't come tonight. I've just spoken to Adam and he said that he come tonight. He can't come tonight.
all right.
Yet. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Maria de Los Angeles. So, only if the person said this recently, you can use the same tense. Otherwise, you use past tense. You follow the description of point number 2. If it was present, you use it in past. If it was past, you use it in past perfect. And if it was will, you use would, and so on. Jack, I really enjoyed my trip. It's in past. Jack told me that he really enjoyed his trip because he just said this. It's recent. All right. If it wasn't recent, you would use the other structure. Jack told me that he had really enjoyed his trip. I transformed the past into past perfect. But this is not the case because it's recent. All right. Some modal verbs change. All right. And this modal verbs is what I was telling you. Like if you have can, you transform it in could. If you use may, you transform it in might. If you use must, you transform it into had to. Other modal verbs stay the same. If you were already using could or should or might, you repeat the modal verb. All right, keep in mind these little exceptions, because if you already have the word might, you stay with might in the reported speech. All right. You usually have to change the pronouns, because if somebody says, I like jazz, you're talking about the other person, not about yourself. So I like jazz is what Jane said. So you use reported speech. Jane said that she liked jazz. It's not the same pronoun because you're talking about another person. Using that is optional, which I already told you before. It is not optional in Spanish. That es que. En español no tiene sentido sin que. In English, it's optional. You can use it or you can avoid it. It's up to you. It won't change anything. Finally, if you report what someone said on a different day or in a different place, some other time and place words can change. Like if you talk about tomorrow, well, tomorrow can transform into the next day because it's not necessarily the same tomorrow, right? So you simply make this transformation. Or if it's here, then you talk about there because it's not the same place. If they talk about this, for you is that. It's a different perspective because you're not the same person. I'll meet you here tomorrow. He said he'd meet me there the next day because it's not the same person. It's not the same context. All right. How do you use the words say and tell? Let's read this together, Mr. Adrian. Be careful.
Okay. Be careful. After say, don't use a person on object pronoun. He say he was tired. No, he say me. After told, you can must use a person or pronoun. Sarah told Kali that she would call her. No, Sarah told that she. He told me he was sorry. No, he told he was.
All right, very good, Adrian. So this is very important because you can use, for reported speech, you can use say or tell. But if you use the word say, there's no pronoun. If you use the word tell, you need a pronoun. That's the difference. You said that. You told me that. We are using the pronoun. It's not possible to use it in the opposite way. All right? And you can also use reported speech for reported questions, right? If you're asking somebody, I can report that you were asking this. Are you married? She asked him if he was married. Did she phone? He asked me whether she had phoned. So you're using the same structure, but just from questions. And it's not tell or say anymore, it's asked. You see? And ask will always use the pronoun, right? You ask him, she asked me, they asked her, and so on. When you report a question, the tenses change just like in reported statements. It's the same change. When a question doesn't begin with a question word, you can use the word if or whether, like in the conditions. All right? Example, did she phone? This is a question of yes or no. So the answer is, he asked me if she had phone or whether she had phone. All right? Are you married? Yes or no? So she asked him if he was married. She asked him whether he was married. You can use if or whether as however you want. You also have to change the word order to subject plus verb and not use do or did. You want it because it's not a question. You're reporting it as a sentence. All right. And all the explanation that I have done here will make sense when we do the activities. All right. All right. So let's go back to the activity over here. There we go. All right. So we have this grammar activity. We're going to do the first one, and you're going to do by yourself the second one. Let's see.
Grammar.
All right. So complete the sentences using reported speech. I'm in love with another woman. My boyfriend told me he was in love with another woman. You see, I'm in love. He was in love. All right. So we just have to complete. I'm selling all my books. My brother said, anyone?
He was selling all.
Uh-huh. Remember, you can use the word that, but I believe in Moodle, the platform is not recording that. So we're going to erase it. But just for this structure, just for the teaching part, I am going to put it in parentheses. At the end, I will erase it. My brother said that he
Was selling
was selling. Very good. All my books. That's it. That he was selling all my books, or simply he was. Number 2, I've booked the flights. Emma told me.
Hey, mister, but
Book it.
There is all his books.
all his books, yeah.
Uh-huh.
What?
In the first one is all his books.
Oh, that is correct. Very good. His books, because these are not mine. He's talking from his perspective. Thank you very much. I was simply copying the same text. All right. The second one. Emma told me that.
She had
Had booked the flights. There we go. All right. Emma told me that. Remember, that is optional, but we are not putting that in Moodle. All right. Emma told me she had booked the flights. Had booked, past perfect, because the original tense is in present perfect. All right. Thank you. Number 3. Your new dress doesn't suit you.
That my new dress didn't suit me.
My new dress didn't suit me. Okay, very nice transformation. Thank you. Number 4. I may not be able to go to the party.
That he might not
Ma-
be able to go to the party.
To go to the party. Very good. All right. So remember, may in reported speech transforms into might. He might not be able to go to the party. Thank you. Number 5. I won't wear this shoes again. Jenny said,
You wouldn't.
well, Jenny is a girl, right?
Oh, she wouldn't.
She wouldn't
Where?
wear
Those
these. Okay, very good. Those
shoes
shoes
again.
again. We're not talking about the shoes being in the same place. So those shoes again. Thank you, Jorge. Very good. Let's continue with number 6. I didn't buy you a present. My girlfriend told me
That she hadn't bought me a present.
she hadn't. Very good, because past tense transforms into past perfect. Simple past transforms into past perfect. She hadn't bought you,
Bought
me,
me
very good.
a present.
Me a present. Thank you. Next, I
Teacher,
must, yes, tell me.
you can reduce the the page.
Like this?
Yes, yes.
All right, there you go. Number 7, I must get a dress for the party. Rachel said,
That she had to get a
But
dress for the party.
she had to get a dress for the party. Very good. Remember, must in reported speech transforms into had to. All right. And by the way, if you didn't get the instruction at first, I am going to erase all this that in parentheses. I'm just pointing out that it's optional. You can use it or you may not use it, however you like it. But in Moodle, because the answers are already recorded, if you put it, it's going to put you wrong. It's not that it's wrong, it's simply that you cannot put more than 2 answers in Moodle. All right. Number 8, I haven't been to the gym for a long time. Kevin said
that he hadn't been to the gym for a long time.
he hadn't been to the gym for a long time. There you go. Thank you. Number 9, I found a bargain in the sales. My sister told me
She had found.
my sister is he or she?
She
She
He had found
She
a
had
bargain.
found, very good, a bargain in the sales. All right, and the last one. I can't find anywhere to park. Luke told me
he couldn't
that he couldn't, very good,
find anywhere to park.
anywhere to park. All right, so let's check the answers. As I told you, we are going to leave all this, we're going to eliminate all the that's because they are optional, once again. All right, but you know that when you speak or when you write, you may use it if you want. It's completely optional. Huh. 0, what happened? I bet it's the point. Yes, it's the point. Please, no le pongan punto al final. Todas están mal porque a todas les puse punto y las respuestas están registradas sin punto. No pongan punto. All right, everything else is okay. She had to get a dress for the party. It's correct. He hadn't been. Aquí hay algo mal. He hadn't been to the gym. Está mal en la plantilla de respuestas. She hadn't been. Aquí. Oh, no. I can see that you can use the word that or not if you want. There are 2 answers. So suit yourself. Use whatever you want. Use that or don't use that. It's up to you. All right, that should make it. Okay, keep the answers, please. No point at all. Don't use the point. And that's it. Now, I will leave you with the final activity. You're going to do it by yourself. All right? It's a similar activity, but now it's the question. All right? It's more challenging because it's the question. You can work on that, and then we check. All right, guys, in this moment, we are going to our break. So we come back at 11:18, considering the time. All right. You may turn off your cameras, go to the bathroom, drink some water, and we come back a little bit later, right? All right, guys. So we're getting ready. Thank you for turning on your cameras. We are going to take the attendance once again. Remember, the attendance is considered every hour, not every day. All right. So for this third hour, we have Ivan Almeida.
Presente. Present.
Thank you, Ivan. Luis Andrade. Luis is absent. Wilson Arriaga.
Present, mister.
Thank you. Jorge Arroyo.
Present.
Thank you. Jorge, change your name, please. I read Cynthia.
Yeah.
Present.
Okay. Daniel Delgado.
Present, teacher.
Thank you. Nicole.
Present.
Thank you. Cecilia.
Present, teacher.
Thank you. María Eugenia. Absent. Valeria Larrea.
Present.
Thank you. María de Los Ángeles.
Present.
Thank you. Marcos.
Present.
Thank you. Michelle.
Present.
Thank you. Andrea Sánchez.
Present.
Thank you. Julisa. Jordan.
Present.
Thank you. Johnny.
Present.
Thank you. Ronnie.
Present.
Thank you. Adrián.
Present.
Thank you. María Mercedes.
Present.
Thank you, María Mercedes. All right. All right. So let's get ready with the second part of the class. Right now, we were working. Let me close this. So we have been working on reported speech. So as a wrap up of the things that we have been doing today, we finished some of the activities that we were missing from Unit 7B. All right, in 7B, we had pending the listening activities. All right, we already finished that. And we started Unit 8A, talking about reported speech and these websites where they sell things that you no longer use, but they had like a sentimental value from the past. Some of the rules about reported speech and the two activities we did together. Now's the time to start working on the vocabulary. All right, there's no activity for vocabulary, but there are some things that we are going to practice through a speaking activity that I will create in Flipgrid in a moment. All right, but I want to get over these activities from Moodle first. All right, so there's this reading assignment that we are going to do together. And then we have the activity related with this, right? No, at the end we have the real vocabulary. So let's get started with this reading assignment. We're going to read and then we are going to do the activity. So the king of complainers. Help me reading this, please. We're going to start with the first paragraph. María Mercedes.
Clive Sidman loved Sidman. Okay, Clive Sidman loves complaining, but not shouting in hotel lobbies, or angrily telling a shop assistant to call the manager, or making a waitress cry. He loves complaining properly and in writing. Over the last 20 years, he has written over 5,000 letters of complaint. His success include refunded holidays, contains free meals, and complimentary theater tickets.
All right. No, that's
okay.
it. Thank you very much. So as you can see, this man, he likes to write. All right. It's more about writing, but writing complaint letters. All right. Letters of complaint. And he has been doing a good job apparently because he has received full money, or maybe part of the money that he spent on holidays. He has free meals, and he received complimentary theater tickets. So it's like you go to a restaurant and you leave a complaint letter, and in exchange, they give you a ticket to go to the movies, to the cinema. I mean, it's a big deal. So he's doing something about it. He really likes this. So let's see what we need to learn from this man. Continue reading, please. Jordan Suarez.
Soho has he achieved
Achieved
script.
this.
Achieved
How has he achieved this? Continue, Jordan.
Screaming sometimes is a complaint wasted waste of time, and is usually directed at a person who is not in a positive to do anything. He say, I like to write a polite letter to the company. Polite letter to the company. People won't want to help you if you are aggressive. They respond much better to good manners.
To good manners. Good manners means buenos modales. All right, buenos modales. So he has achieved something through this. All right, it's very interesting how he has been doing this in a very nice way, a very polite way. Polite means educado, all right? He doesn't believe in screaming or shouting in front of other people. That's not how he does. He simply likes to write. All right, so when he writes, something happens. He receives something in exchange. Now, I will ask you about your previous experiences with this. All right, so be ready. Let's continue. We have the next paragraph, Mr. Johnny. It all started.
It all started many years ago on a boring train journey home to West London. The train passed by the Macbeth biscuit factory, and the smell of the biscuits made Clive feel hungry. He he wrote a letter to the managing director to complain in a humorous way about the fumes coming through the carriage window. The result, some free package of biscuits, but since then there has been more
Since
serious
then,
since since then there has been more serious victories as well. On one occasion, he managed to get a Volkswagen Golf GTA within 24 hours for a friend who had been complaining for almost a year without any success about his faulty vehicle.
Uh-huh.
On another occasion, he got a travel agent to refund the cost of a holiday worth to 2,000
No,
euros,
2,000 pounds.
2,000 pounds, after Clive's wife Bettina broke her legs when she slipped in a
Slipped
sleep in a puddle of water
bottle of water.
in their holiday apartment in Spain.
All right, so his wife slipped. Slip means resbalar. Puddle of
Oh,
water, charco de agua. All right. So yeah, this happened. I mean, it all started when he was traveling by train, apparently. So I mean, he received something in exchange of that humorous letter that he wrote. And then he obtained a car for his friend. He received a refund on a holiday for 2,000 pounds, which is a lot of money for a refund. All right. So he has achieved something. Let's continue reading about this story. I would like to hear this from, let me see, Wilson. These days,
These days, there is almost nothing he won't complain about. After Clyde was served moldy strawberries on a British Airways flight. He used a courier service to send the freaks to the airline's chief executive to compensate via inviting his daughter.
British Airways. That's the initials of the business. British Airways.
British Airways. Yeah, that is. Yeah. Oh, Nina, and so to Heathrow to personally inspect the airline's catering facilities. Yeah, I house can bear back service size Cleve. We have a right to go service and should expect it and demands
Demand it.
Demands it. In fact, what irritates me more than anything is tax. Unlike Americans, we British are hoppers and complaining.
At complaining. Hopeless at complaining. In other words, he's comparing himself with Americans. And Americans and British, they have different ways of doing things, different culture. And Americans complain a lot. And you know this. You must know about stories that you have read or maybe that you have heard of people who received, I don't know, it was something ridiculous and then they sued McDonald's for millions of dollars. That happens a lot in the US. But the British do not do that. So he starts complaining. And when he says hopeless at complaining, it's a phrase that says like, no servimos para quejarnos. Hopeless at complaining. And now look at this. This little picture is what he received in the flight. So British Airways, he received moldy strawberries. Strawberries, frutillas, right? Moldy, con mo. That's what he received. So what did he do? He didn't complain on the plane. He would take the strawberries with him and he used the courier to send those strawberries to the chief executive. The chief executive is el gerente general, el director, the maximum authority of that business, so that he could see what he was served on the plane. In exchange, he invited his daughters to go and inspect the facilities. So these are some of the things that he has achieved. Very interesting. But would you go through all this process in order to get a good service? Many people complain, but it stays on the complaint. There's nothing happens. I will tell you some experiences I have in a moment. Let's finish reading this last paragraph. Michelle Olaya.
Repeat, please.
Finish reading, please.
Yeah, okay. So how do
Bettina,
his wife, and daughter Nina, 22, Zoe, 18, and 12 years old, son Joy. Cope with living with Britons, bigots, complainer. Surely he must be a nightmare.
nightmare. The word nightmare means pesadilla.
Okay. Nightmare to live with. Has been ever, ¿cómo se dice? Ever has Bettina to explain why meat she made is cooked.
Badly cooked.
Badly cooked. Oh no, of course not, says Clive. It seems there are some things.
It seems.
Even seems. It seems there are sometimes some things even he knows you should never complain about.
All right. Thank you, Michelle. So the big part of this is that when you complain, it might be uncomfortable for some people, especially your family. So they were asked, and they know that he wouldn't complain of certain things that you're not supposed to complain about. But in any other thing, he will complain, and they accept that. All right, so that's the story about the king of complainers, Clive Seatman. Let's continue working on the next activity for reading comprehension. So we simply have to tell, what does Clive think is the best way to complain? What did he get as a result of complaining about? So whenever his wife fell during a holiday, what did he get in exchange? Do you remember? His wife's fall during a holiday. That's what happened. He complained. What did he get in exchange? Anyone?
He got 200
2,000
to 2,000
pounds
and the 2,000 pounds because of the holiday.
Yes. He had a holiday in Spain. Remember, his wife fell. She slipped on a puddle of water. So they got back the full amount of the holiday. Interesting. Thank you, Daniel. All right.
Okay.
All strawberries, moldy strawberries. What did he get in exchange?
His daughters were invited to her airport to inspect bridges away.
Facilities. Very good. Yes. So he got the strawberries, he sent them to the chief executive, and he sent back an invitation so that his daughters would go to see the catering facilities. In other words, well, I wouldn't say it's the kitchen, but it's where they store the food. Catering, right? The catering facilities, the place where they have the food. Next, a friend's faulty car. The word faulty means that it has problems, mechanic problems. So, what did he receive in exchange?
He got a Volkswagen Golf GT for his friend.
GTI for his friend. Thank you. He got the Volkswagen Golf. All right, so he got a new car. Even that. What did he receive when he complained about the smell of biscuits?
He got some free packs of biscuits.
3 packs of biscuits. There you go. All right, so that was the first reading comprehension activity for this reading. There we go. So you got the answers. Please keep track of the answers. All right. All right. Now, let's go back. I'm going to close this activity and this too. We don't need this anymore. All right. Now, this man even has some tips for you if you want to follow his example. All right. And we are going to check those tips right now. I'm gonna open this picture and we go in order. How to complain successfully. Clive's top tips. All right. Help me reading number 1, please. Ivan Almeida.
Never shoot and swear. It achieves nothing.
Careful, careful. Never shout and swear.
Never shout and swear.
What is swear, Mr. Ivan?
I don't know.
Do you know what shout is?
Callar.
Shout, gritar. Ivan, did you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, shout means gritar. Swear, insultar. All right, continue, please. Never shout and swear.
It achieves nothing. Don't spoil your meal or your holiday by getting into an argument with a waiter or customer service call center operator. Make a mental note of the circumstance and write a letter later.
All right, that's the first tip. Let's check the second tip. Miss Nicole, number 2.
Don't send emails or standard printed out complaints forms. Companies may not read these, but they probably will read a letter. And unless you are particularly fond of Vivaldi, don't waste your time ringing a customer complaints line. Your letter should be short and to the point and should fit on one side of A4 paper and type it reading other people handwriting is hard work.
All right. Do you know who Vivaldi is? Vivaldi?
Music.
Yeah, a composition. He would make a lot of music, classic music, and normally you will hear his music in the waiting line in the telephone. So that's what he means by saying, unless you're particularly fond of Vivaldi, so unless you want to hear classic music on the phone a lot, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time calling customer service. make or write a letter, and do not handwrite the letter, type it in a computer and print it. That's the letter they are talking about. All right. So that's the first part. Let's continue checking some of the, some of the tips that this man has. All right, number 3. I'm gonna ask now Mr. Ronnie. Number 3.
Write to the company's marketing director or finances director, as they are probably the days busy. Find their name on the internet or by phoning. Writing, dear sir, Madam Yafi, take the time to find a person's names and title shows initiative.
So he's recommending that you send a message, send a letter to a specific person, the finance director, the marketing director. All right. And he says they are probably the least busy. Least busy. Busy means ocupados. So that's interesting because he's suggesting that the directors do not have that much work compared to the customer service employees. All right. So you can find their name on internet or by calling, by phoning. All right. So now you can simply write a letter with their names and titles and not just saying dear sir or dear ma'am. That's not personal. So people might not read it. If you find the real person's title and name, it shows initiative. All right, number 4. I would like to hear number 4 from Miss Cecilia.
If your complaint is serious enough, make it clear you will not hesitate to change to another bank. Mobile phone company, smart companies know that changing an angry customer into a
Satisfied
one will make the customer more loyal.
Very good. Thank you. So make it clear you will not hesitate. The word hesitate is that you will not think it twice. You will not stop. You will not think. You will do it. You hesitate es que no dudará en cambiarse de banco. You will not hesitate. All right. It's an expression in English. I don't think there's a word in Spanish for this, but we have a different expression. All right. So that's another tip. Make it clear because companies want to keep you. All right. And whenever you have this situation, let's say the typical, you have a phone service in Claro. So you tell Claro, hey, I want to leave. I want to leave. I want to go to Movistar. And they start telling you, no, but we have an offer. No, but we have this promotion. No, and at the end, after giving you like 10 different options and all of them very cheap, they will let you go. But they will try to keep you as long as they can. So know that if you feel that your mobile plan is too expensive, go to their office and tell them, hey, I want to go to this other company, and they will offer you discounts that they do not promote. These are special discounts that they have for people who want to go, just in case you didn't know. All right, number 5, Andrea Sanchez.
That says exactly what to expect to raising or as
Compensation.
compensation living if today company.
All right, this is very important. It's not like you go to McDonald's and make a complaint and say, all right, and for my time and my your bad service, I want a free burger. No, you don't ask for things. You simply you simply let them decide how they want to compensate you. You don't demand this. You demand a good service, but you don't demand the compensation. That's number 5. And finally, Adrian, number 6.
Okay. Use use phrases like I can only imagine. This is an unusual departure from your usual high standards, and I would love to shop with you again if you can demonstrate to me that you are still as a good as I know you used to be.
Very good. Thank you, Adrian. So in this case, this flattering phrases. Flattery means, as you can see at the bottom, saying good things about somebody that you may not mean. All right. You may not mean means that maybe this is not what you think, but you want them to hear this. All right. That's flattery. So you use phrases like, I would love to shop with you again if you demonstrate. So you say nice things so that people feel that you really mean it, although you might not. All right. And you have other words here. Lose your temper. It really means become angry. You become angry. And threaten. Threaten means amenazar. So warn that you may punish somebody if they do not do what you want. All right. So those are some of the things that we need to keep in mind about complaining, according to this man that is an expert, the king of complainers. All right. All right. So we have a pronunciation exercise here, but I told you that we were also going to do an activity in Flipgrid. We're going to leave that for next week. All right, we already did a pronunciation activity yesterday, so we are going to pause that today. All right, so we are going to finish today with, sorry, this chapter, vocabulary. We have a listening, but there's no activity in listening. All right, vocabulary. We're going to check some of this sell and tell chapter vocabulary. All right. The words complaint is a noun, argument is a noun, compensation is a noun. Where do they come from? Like complaint comes from to complain, right? Argument comes from what verb?
To argue.
To argue, right? To argue. And compensation? What would it be? To anybody? Anybody? Come on, compensation. Should be easy. It's the same word.
To compense.
Not to compense, but you were
Compensate.
compensate, right? Compensate. All right, let's see. Oh, all right, never mind. When you write the word, do not use the word to. So complaint comes from complain. Argument comes from argue, and compensation comes from compensate. Simply eliminate the two. This is what happens when you do not do your own activities. All right? It was okay, but eliminate the word to, although it's a must when you're writing infinitive verbs. Okay, so that was the first activity. That's the vocabulary, making nouns from verbs. That's the topic. So we have actions. Those actions can be transformed into nouns. Now, we have a list. This should be easier. All right. So we have the verb and we also have a little bit of the phonetics, the phonics, sorry, so you can understand how to pronounce this word. All right. Achieve, agree, argue, attach, choose, compensate, complain, deliver, demonstrate, explain, lose, pay, respond, sell, succeed. All right. So we are going to put them in alphabetical order. All right. And those verbs in the list, we have to put them depending on how we transform the verb into a noun. For example, the word achieve. Achieve could be achievation, achievement, or is it a completely new word?
Achievement.
Achievement, right? All right, so you write achievement here. Next, agree. Is it aggregation, agreement, or a new word?
Agreement.
Agreement, right? Agreement. Next, argue. Is it arguation, argument, or a new word?
Argument.
Argument, right? Argument, like this. All right, the next one, attach. Attachation, attachment, or a new word?
Attachment.
Attachment, right? Attachment. All right, the next one, choose. Choosation, choosement, or a new word? Choosation, choosement, or a new word? If it's a new word, you need to tell me the word, of course. Anyone?
Choice.
Choice, very good. It's choice. Okay, it's a choice. Next, compensate. Is it compensation, compensation, or a new word?
Compensation.
Compensation, all right. So we write compensation here. Compensation. All right. Next one, complain. To complain transforms in complaination, complainment, or another word.
New word. Complaint.
Aha, it's a new word, and you write it as complaint with a T at the end. Complaint. Queja, complaint. All right, next, deliver. Deliver. Is it deliberation, deliverment, or a new word? Deliberation, deliverment, or a new word?
A new word. Delivery.
Delivery, right? Delivery. All right. Next, demonstrate. Is it demonstration, demonstratement, or a new word?
Demonstration.
Demonstration. All right. Demonstration. There. All right. Explain. Is it explanation? Is it explainment, or a new word? Come on, come on. I'm only hearing one person and the rest,
Explanation.
and the rest.
Explanation.
Explanation. All right. Explanation. Next, you have the word lose. Is it, well, it's not losation anymore. We don't have Asian anymore. Losement or a new word?
New word.
It's a new word. What is it?
Lost.
Loss. Right? Lose, the word is lost, the noun. The word lost with a T is the past of lose. All right. Next, the word pay. Is it payment or is it a new word?
Payment.
Payment, right? Payment. And the last three. Respond. Respondation. Respondment.
Response.
Response, right? Response. Sell. Sellation. Sellment. Or a new word.
Sale.
Sale, right?
New word.
And the last one. Succeed. Succeedation. Succeedment.
That's it.
Success. Success. Like this. Like this. All right. All right, there we go. In alphabetical order. And now you know the nouns that come from verbs. You have the action, so now you can put the noun. It's not like many people joke around in English and they say Asian for everything. All right? Voy a la cocina. I'm going to the cocination. No, that's a joke. That doesn't happen. All right? Some words, they use Asian. Other words use meant, and other words are simply new things. All right? All right. And finally, we have complete the questions with the word in the singular or plural. So, this is a simple activity. You just have to drag the word. Let's do it together. I would like to hear this first from Daniel Delgado, number 1.
Have you ever opened open attachment?
Attachment, right? What is attachment, Daniel?
Un adjunto.
Adjunto, very good. Have you ever opened an attachment? Continue.
The next.
No, finish the question. Have you ever?
Yeah. Have you ever opened an attachment on an email that contain a virus?
A virus?
A virus.
All right, thank you. Next, Ivan Almeida, number 2. Ivan Almeida, with your microphone, please.
Do you often have a demonstration with your family? What about?
All right, what was the answer? Do you often?
Demonstration.
Demonstration. I don't think so. Try again.
Explanation.
Explanations.
Demonstration to love or
Do you often have demonstration? All right, so this is the thing, Ivan. Whenever you're using a noun, if the noun begins with the article an or a, you know it's singular, a demonstration. But if there is no article, we need to assume that the word is in plural.
Arguments.
Arguments, right? Do you often have arguments with your family? What about? Read it, read all, please. Number 2.
Do you often have arguments with your family? What about?
There you go. Thank you. Number 3, Maria Mercedes.
Do you prefer reading grammar? Grammar. Okay, do you prefer reading grammar explanations in your own language, or do you think it's better to read them in English?
All right. Thank you, Maria Mercedes. So the grammar explanations. There you go. Number 4. Number 4. Let me see. Jordan.
Have you ever made a complaint to a company and got compensation?
Very nice. Good job, Jordan. Thank you. Marcos Merchan, number 5.
Do you think that there is too much choice when you are shopping, for example, for a new phone?
Too much choice. So too many options. Maybe that's what they mean. And number 6, thank you. Number 6, Valeria.
Have you ever been on a demonstration? What were you protesting about?
On a demonstration. All right. I feel the context of number 6 is a bit weird, but let's see what this is about. Yeah, that is correct. Let's listen to this.
4.39. 1.
Have you ever opened an attachment on an email that contained a virus?
2.
Do you often have arguments with your family? What about?
3.
Do you prefer reading grammar explanations in your own language, or do you think it's better to read them in English?
4.
Have you ever made a complaint to a company and got compensation?
5.
Do you think that there's too much choice when you're shopping? For example, for a new phone?
6.
Have you ever been on a demonstration? What were you protesting about?
All right, so you can see you can listen to the pronunciation and it's clear for you. All right, those were the 3 vocabulary activities we had for this assignment. All right. Now, we are going to practice again some listening skills based on a radio consumer program where people are talking about a bad service. What did the people complain about? This is what we are going to listen and then you tell me, all right?
4.40. 1.
I was in Sydney Airport in Australia, and I got a taxi to take me to the hotel. A few minutes after he'd left the airport, the taxi driver said that his meter was broken, but that he would charge me $50, which is what he said the journey normally cost. It was my first time in Sydney, and of course I didn't have a clue what the normal fare was, so I just said okay. But later, when I was checking into the hotel, I asked the receptionist what the normal taxi fare was from the airport, and she said about $35. I was really annoyed, and I sent an email to the taxi company, but I never got a reply.
2.
I was travelling in the UK.
Sorry. So, this first man, he was complaining about what? Anyone? What was he complaining about?
the taxi
Aha, he
driver
was complaining about the taxi, but what about it? What happened?
overcharged,
Over,
overcharged,
overcharged. Yes,
overcharged.
yes, the man was overcharged. By how much? How much did he pay the taxi driver? Anyone? Do you remember? He was charged an amount of money. How much money? Come on, come on. Were you listening or not? How much money did he charge? I'm gonna play it again. Please pay attention.
Hotel. A few minutes after he'd left the airport, the taxi driver said that his meter was broken, but that he would charge me $50, which is what he said the journey normally cost. It was my first time in Sydney, and of course I didn't have a clue what the normal fare was, so I just said okay. But later, when I was checking into the hotel, I asked the receptionist what the normal taxi fare was from the airport, and she said about $35. I was really annoyed, and I sent an email to the taxi company, but I never got a reply.
2.
How much did the taxi driver charge him?
35.
Not 35. 35 was the regular fare. That's what he was supposed to charge. How much did he really charge?
$50.
50. Yes.
$50.
He charged him 50 when he really had to charge 35. So he was overcharged by $15. All right? So that happened. And it's annoying, of course. It's annoying. How much do they charge you from your house to Malecón 2000? Think about that. Now, imagine that they are charging you $20 for that. Isn't that annoying? And because you are a tourist, they charge you that amount of money. It's not fair. So that's what happened. And it's a bad service, of course. That's his complaint. Let's listen to number 2.
I was travelling in the UK. It was a work trip, and I knew that I was going to have to answer a lot of emails during that time, so I booked a hotel in Liverpool where they advertised Wi-Fi in all the bedrooms. When I arrived, it turned out the hotel charged £16 for 24 hours Wi-Fi, which is about the same as I pay for a month's internet at home. I complained to the man at reception, but all he said was that I could use the Wi-Fi in the lobby, which was free. I wasn't very happy about it. Hotels used to make a lot of money out of customers by charging a ridiculous amount for phone calls. Now that everybody uses their mobile to make phone calls, some hotels now charge a ridiculous amount for Wi-Fi.
3.
All right. What is she complaining about? She's complaining about the hotel, but what exactly?
About the Wi-Fi.
Aha. What happened with the Wi-Fi?
Like she have to pay £60 for Wi-Fi in her room. And she
Uh-huh.
only has free Wi-Fi on the lobby.
There is free Wi-Fi on the lobby, but she has to pay for Wi-Fi in the room. Ridiculous, right? Why are hotels doing this? She explains that. At least it's what she believes. Why does she believe hotels are charging for Wi-Fi? Anyone? She talked about something related with the past. What happened in the past when there was no Wi-Fi? What did hotels charge for? Anyone? No? Should I repeat it? Let me repeat it.
I was travelling in the UK. It was a work trip, and I knew that I was going to have to answer a lot of emails during that time, so I booked a hotel in Liverpool where they advertised Wi-Fi in all the bedrooms. When I arrived, it turned out the hotel charged £16 for 24 hours Wi-Fi, which is about the same as I pay for a month's internet at home. I complained to the man at reception, but all he said was that I could use the Wi-Fi in the lobby, which was free. I wasn't very happy about it. Hotels used to make a lot of money out of customers by charging a ridiculous amount for phone calls. Now that everybody uses their mobile to make phone calls, some hotels now charge a ridiculous amount for Wi-Fi.
What was the business before Wi-Fi?
Hotel, hotel can charge many amount of money about some service.
Okay, you're close. You're close. Hotels used to charge a lot of money for phone calls, but now people have their own phones, so they are charging for Wi-Fi. And it's £16 for 24 hours of internet, £16, which is like $20. And she complains because she says $20 is the money that I pay for my mobile internet service for 1 month, not for 1 day. And in the hotel, it's just for 1 day. So it's annoying. But nowadays, I believe you have many other services that could satisfy the need of having internet, right? But yes, it is annoying. You know that the hotels have Wi-Fi and they charge you for the Wi-Fi. And in some places, they charge you not even for a day, but for minutes. Like you go to the Panama airport and you have 15 minutes free. And then you have to pay if you want 1 hour, 3 hours, 8 hours, and so on. And it's a lot of money for internet. Let's check the last one. Apparently, it's in a restaurant.
3.
I was in an Italian restaurant in New York recently, and I ordered manicotti, which is a kind of pasta, a bit like cannelloni, and it's filled with cheese and served with tomato sauce. Well, when it arrived, the tomato sauce was really hot, but the pasta and the filling were cold. It was like they were still frozen. Anyway, I called the waitress and she said that it couldn't be cold. So I said, "Sorry, it is cold. Do you want to try it?" So she took it back to the kitchen, and later the manager came out and apologized. And when I finally got the dish, it was good, hot all the way through. But I'd had to wait a long time for it. But later the manager came out again and offered me a free dessert. So I had a very good tiramisu for free.
All right. What was this lady complaining about in the restaurant?
About the cold food.
Aha, she received a cold food. So she still received some compensation. What was the compensation?
The free tiramisu.
Aha, a free dessert, a free tiramisu. All right, so she got something in exchange of waiting, because it's not just the bad experience, but she had to wait until the dish was fully prepared with the right temperature in order to eat it. So at the end, the compensation was a free dessert. Dessert means postre, dessert. All right? Okay, so yes, I mean, it was a nice experience for these people. Now, there is something interesting about these complaints. Every person complained to different people. I would like you to identify which people they complained to. All right? And what did they get as a result? In number 3, we know that they received a tiramisu. And the others, what did they receive?
4.40. 1.
I was in Sydney Airport in Australia, and I got a taxi to take me to the hotel. A few minutes after he'd left the airport, the taxi driver said that his meter was broken, but that he would charge me $50, which is what he said the journey normally cost. It was my first time in Sydney, and of course I didn't have a clue what the normal fare was, so I just said okay. But later, when I was checking into the hotel, I asked the receptionist what the normal taxi fare was from the airport, and she said about $35. I was really annoyed, and I sent an email to the taxi company, but I never got a reply.
All right, so he asked the receptionist of the hotel how much was the regular fare, and then he did what? Who did he complain to? To the taxi driver? Who did he complain to?
The
taxi?
the company.
The company. Yes, he complained to the company. And what did he get as a result of complaining?
Nothing.
Nothing. He complained and that was it. He didn't receive anything in exchange. That was number 1. Let's see number 2. Who did she complain to? And what did she receive as a result? Remember, she was complaining for the Wi-Fi.
2.
I was travelling in the UK. It was a work trip, and I knew that I was going to have to answer a lot of emails during that time, so I booked a hotel in Liverpool where they advertised Wi-Fi in all the bedrooms. When I arrived, it turned out the hotel charged £16 for 24 hours Wi-Fi, which is about the same as I pay for a month's internet at home. I complained to the man at reception, but all he said was that I could use the Wi-Fi in the lobby, which was free. I wasn't very happy about it. Hotels used to make a lot of money out of customers by charging a ridiculous amount for phone calls. Now that everybody uses their mobile to make phone calls, some hotels now charge a ridiculous amount for Wi-Fi.
All right. Who did she complain to? Who did she complain to? She was in the hotel.
The receptionist?
The receptionist. Now she complained to the receptionist. And what was the response?
That she can use the free Wi-Fi in the lobby.
In the lobby, right? So she had to send an email. She had to work on the lobby, not in her room. Well, that's what she received. And in number 3, I won't play it again because you already know. She complains and she received a tiramisu. But wait, who does she complain to? To the waiter? Or is it a waitress, a woman, or the manager? Let's identify that.
3.
I was in an Italian restaurant in New York recently, and I ordered manicotti, which is a kind of pasta, a bit like cannelloni, and it's filled with cheese and served with tomato sauce. Well, when it arrived, the tomato sauce was really hot, but the pasta and the filling were cold. It was like they were still frozen. Anyway, I called the waitress and she said that it couldn't be cold. So I said, "Sorry, it is cold. Do you want to try it?" So she took it back to the kitchen, and later the manager came out and apologized. And when I finally got the dish, it was good, hot all the way through. But I'd had to wait a long time for it. But later the manager came out again and offered me a free dessert. So I had a very good tiramisu for free.
All right. Who did she complain to?
The waitress.
The waitress. And it's important to point out that she was a woman. The waitress. Waiter is a man. Waitress is a woman. And then who offered the tiramisu? The waitress?
The
The
manager.
The manager, right? The manager was careful enough to offer solutions for this diner, right? So there we go. Can you remember a time when you complained to these people? All right, this is a question that I would like to ask some of you right now. I would like to get started with... Oh, wait. Before we continue, I forgot I had to take the attendance for the last hour. Ivan Almeida?
Yes, Monsieur.
Okay, Luis Andrade is absent. Wilson is here. Jorge Arroyo? Absent. Cristina? Absent.
Mr. Here. Sorry.
Okay, you're here. Daniel Delgado?
Present.
Thank you. Nicole de los Ríos?
Present.
Thank you. Cecilia?
Present.
Thank you. María Eugenia is absent. Valeria Larrea?
Present.
Thank you. María de los Ángeles?
Present.
Thank you. Marcos?
Present.
Thank you. Michelle?
Present.
Thank you. Andrea?
Present.
Thank you. Julissa is absent. Jordan?
Present.
Thank you. Johnny?
Present.
Thank you. Ronnie?
Present.
Thank you. Adrián?
Present.
Thank you. María Mercedes?
Present.
Thank you. All right. Now we can continue. This question is for, let me see, because I was keeping track of this. Luis Andrade is absent. Jorge Arroyo, let's start with you, please, with your camera. Can you remember a time when you complained to any of these people? Maybe a taxi driver, maybe a waiter, anyone else? Jorge?
I
Jorge? Yes?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
You don't remember. So that means you don't complain too often. Do you?
What's the best complaining in your family? What do you mean with complaining? Like,
Complain
the
means quejarse. Yeah, but the question is not number one, it's number two. If you remember a time where you complained to another person.
oh yeah, to a taxi driver.
Taxi driver, when did that happen?
Like 1 month ago.
Okay, and what happened?
Because he was driving so fast.
Mhm. I bet he was. And was this taxi driver an informal taxi or a regular taxi from the street? Was he an Uber?
He was on a regular taxi.
Regular taxi.
On a company, yeah.
Okay. Like a cooperative.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you use that cooperative very often?
Yeah.
So when you complain, did you complain directly to the driver or did you send a message or said something to the company?
No, I complained to the taxi driver and then, oh yeah, only to the taxi driver.
Only to the taxi driver.
Yeah.
All right, Jorge, thank you very much. Jorge Arroyo. Another person. Now I would like to ask the same question to Maria Mercedes. Maria Mercedes, can you remember a time where you complained recently?
Yeah. Yes, not recently, but after 6 or 8 months
Ago.
ago, yes. I complained on X before Twitter. And
Oh, X. I understand. Twitter.
yes. En registro civil.
Yes.
Okay, yes, because I went to a 8 a.m.
Uh-huh.
and mm, and okay, I went to a.m. but in 12 p.m. I can obtain my ID
Okay, so you had to wait for
after
4
4
hours.
hours. Yes,
Wow, that's a lot of time.
yes.
All right, and who did you complain to?
And on X, I
Oh, that's where you used X.
yes.
And what did
Okay.
you write?
Yes, I I wrote the all the process and 90 a.m. and 10 a.m. 4 hour I wrote the tweet
Okay. So it was a whole thread.
process.
Todo un hilo in Twitter.
Yes.
Interesting. All right, Maria Mercedes, thank you. So I would guess you are part of that generation, right? Generation that complains in Twitter, and that's it. Okay. So are you the kind of person that whenever the energy goes out, you mention Senel in Twitter, please, we run out of light, or Interagua in Twitter, and so on. So you're always using Twitter. Is that it?
Yes, I did in Amawa.
In Amagua, yes, of course, because Interagua will fix nothing. Amagua controls the other one. All right, all right. Thank you very much, Maria Mercedes. And I would like to listen to one more person, and that would be Mr. Marcos. Marcos, any experience on complaints in the past?
Yes, I have ever experienced a complaint with a waiter in a restaurant.
Okay. Would you like to
Yes.
say the restaurant?
Sorry, mister.
Would you like to say the restaurant?
Yes, no problem. It was Ruquita.
La
Yes.
Roquita.
Yes, Ruquita.
Okay, Roquita Grill in Urdesa.
Yes.
All right.
I went, I don't remember the day exactly. I think when it was on Wednesday, and I ordered a margarita, and they brought me 80% water and 20% of alcohol,
Uh-huh.
and it was not correctly, so I called the waiter to change it, and they changed it immediately, and that's what my experience with.
Okay. Okay, well,
But
at least you receive a solution.
yes, because it was completely water for sure.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay, Marcos, thank you very much for sharing this experience.
you're welcome.
All right. So we have a task here related with writing. It's a letter of complaint, but you're supposed to write some letter of complaint based on an experience of shopping online, for which I have one additional question. I know, Maria Mercedes, you told me the first day of class that you have your own business. How do you deal with complaints? Have you had complaints in your business? No?
No.
No, no complaints. So the business, the service is perfect.
Yes.
All right, good to know. Good to know. I'm gonna text you soon. All right, thank you very much. All right, guys. So we have this writing assignments that we're gonna start with next class. Right now, please make sure you finish all the activities that we have done today. To keep track of these, I am going to write them in the WhatsApp group so you know exactly what we have done today together. And besides that, I would like you to take advantage of the time to work on Alticia. Once again, I will keep track of your progress in Alticia in a moment. All right, after sending the message in WhatsApp, I will be checking the Alticia. Oh, sorry, this is not it. The Alticia progress. All right, now you're supposed to aim towards 50% in Alticia. All right, 50% in Alticia. So let's get started on this and let me know if you have any inconvenience with any of the activities as well. I believe, Mr. Jorge Arroyo, you sent me a message about an activity, but you didn't tell me which activity. So please write the activity in the chat so I can check it. Okay, I will check in Artesia. Everybody's supposed to be working on Artesia right now. Daniel Delgado. You haven't entered Artesia since last year, Daniel. Nicole de los Ríos. Daniel Delgado, what do you have to say?
Yes, teacher. What is the question?
The question is, when are you planning to enter Artesia? Your last activity was December 30.
Yes, teacher. Later.
Later, right now. Everybody's working in Artesia.
Okay.
Nicole de los Ríos.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, when are you planning to enter Artesia?
I work in Alticia, but no entiendo por qué no sale ahí la fecha.
Oh, entonces careful, maybe puede ser que usted está en otro nivel. Tiene que asegurarse que esté en B1. Eso puede ser.
¿Y cómo sé eso? No entiendo. O sea, por las unidades.
Déjeme ver. Aquí no me sale progreso, pero sale que usted está en B1. Sí, simplemente como que no ha hecho las actividades de B1. Si usted ha hecho algo en Alticia, definitivamente no es B1. Mucho ojo con eso. No vaya a estar haciendo las actividades que no son. Vamos a ver aquí, Daniel. Remember, right now the aim is 50%. Daniel Delgado va 26%. ¿Ok? Todavía hay bastante por hacer. Ronnie Tutiben. Wow, Ronnie. Ronnie ni preocuparse las próximas 4 semanas. Cristina Carrasco, she's not here. Julissa is not here. Andrea Sánchez. Andrea Sánchez finished already. Andrea Sánchez has nothing to worry about in Alticia. Jorge Arroyo, 21, Jorge. Careful. Ya debió haber terminado al menos el 25. Recuerde que se hacen cortes y en el corte si no aparece va perdiendo puntos. Aunque tenga el 100% al final. Jordan, 19, lo mismo. Marcos Merchan. Marcos Merchan, 33, very good. The aim is 50. Luis Andrade is not here. Adrián Villamar. Adrián, 56. Bien, está despreocupado hasta la próxima semana, Adrián. Very good. María de Los Ángeles. 26, all right. Need to keep working. María Villon is, yeah, she's here. 30%, good. We need 50. Wilson Arriaga. 84, very good, Wilson. María Jaya, Johnny Tomala, let's see. 100% Johnny, excellent job. Ya terminó Alticia. Iván Almeida. 59, está a 1% de terminar Iván Almeida. Valeria Larrea, 33, vamos avanzando. Michelle Olaya, 49, a 1% de terminar. Cecilia Gaibor, 30%, vamos avanzando. All right. I want to see everybody working right now. Only Andrea Sánchez and Johnny Tomala finished. The rest have not finished. Come on. Working, please. Jorge Arroyo, I don't see you in Alticia, please. You still need more progress. Come on. Jordan Suarez, I don't see you in Alticia. We need more progress, please. All right, guys, we are about to finish. So please make sure you are doing the progress that you require in Alticia. Okay, we're talking about 50% progress at least. Right? Help me out with this instruction so we have no complications later. All right, I hope you have a great week. See you next class on Saturday. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr.
Bye.
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 Sure, bye.
Bye, Mr.